Hello. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going? How are we doing, Fridge Gang? Adam, thanks for the resub for 3 months. Really appreciate it. You're the best, Fridge Gang. And Ayo, hey Dr. Troy, how you doing? Right, bit of a weird one today, bit of a special one. As you can see, we're joined by a special guest, Mr. Jake Deerhats.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sure.
Sure. Let's go
Jake
with that.
and slash or Deerhats.
Yeah.
And the idea of the stream today, basically, Jake Hats, yeah, perfect. Needs some. He's started streaming,
Yeah.
right? You've got a Twitch, and you want to pretty it up. You want a new profile picture.
It ugly.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
Yeah, and maybe some stream assets, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, is it Jake
Jake,
Soda?
Right? So that's the mission today. But here's the twist, chat. I'm not going to be the one drawing today, because Jake wants to do it himself.
Yeah.
So Jake's going to draw, and it's going to be our mission, Fridge Gang, okay, to teach him and help him on his way to get him. So that hopefully by the end of the stream, you're going to have a functioning, good-looking profile picture
Hopefully.
for your stream.
Hopefully.
Sound good?
I mean, yeah, I'm excited to give it a go, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I can see chat trolling me in
100%.
some way.
Yeah, they do that. You're
It's
a
gonna
madman.
happen.
Yeah, it's tough. They can't be done. So, what do you think? How confident are you with your drawing ability? Jake?
I doodle every now and then.
Every now and then.
Whilst at uni, just grab a biro and do a little drawing in the corner.
Okay.
That's about as much as I've got.
So you're not unfamiliar with the concept of drawing. Do I have a
No.
Sharpie here that I can... Yeah, okay. I might get a sketchbook so that when I'm sat there I can give you some visual aids as we
Okay.
go. Okay.
How good's your Sharpie drawing?
Not very. You'll be fine.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so your Twitch is Deerhats, right?
Yeah.
So you're thinking a drawing of a deer with a hat.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense, right?
So that's the mission. He follows Adam, and Adam is the best artist on Twitch. Yeah, so hopefully you should have picked up a few things
yeah.
from watching us draw.
Should have.
Okay, so we are in a second going to swap seats. I approve of this message. And you're going to sit here and start drawing, and I'm going to sit there and coach you.
Okay.
Chat, the setup is a bit awkward. I've only got one camera. So the two cameras are the same footage, which basically means that when one of us is drawing, you can see how in the other camera it's going to be in the way. Like, I'm just covering Jake's face up with my pen here. You're just going to have to suck that up, chat, I'm afraid. I can't fix it.
We try our best.
And also, the mic is sort of in between the two of us, so we might be a bit quiet. You might have to turn us up. This doesn't seem very COVID secure. It's not the most COVID secure. We're sat at a sensible social distance, and we have opened the window, and that's about as
Everybody
the most
knows
we
if
can
you
do.
open the window, the COVID escapes.
Exactly, so it's fine.
Them's the rules.
Yeah, don't make me report you. Yeah, don't. Just don't. I don't know if it would make much difference if you did, but don't. Yeah, so we're going to swap seats, but before we do that, I'm just going to talk you through the basic tools that I think you're going to need for this.
Okay.
Have you ever drawn on Photoshop before?
No.
Okay, right. The first thing to understand is that we're using... The window's open, that's fine. COVID can't handle Windows. Exactly. We're using a tablet that has pressure sensitivity on the pen.
Right.
Right? So, just like in normal life, if you use a normal pen, right? If you press down really lightly, you get a really light line. If you
Yeah.
press down quite heavily, you get a thicker line. right?
Okay.
It's the same thing here. If you press down lightly on the page, it's thin. And then the more you press down,
The harder it becomes.
the harder it becomes. Obviously, don't go super crazy heavy and break my tablet. But you can press down quite hard before it freaks out.
Okay.
I've got smoothing on at the moment, so we'll turn that off. Okay, so that's the brush tool. So anytime you're drawing, you want to be on the brush tool, which is this one here,
Okay.
right? And then, depending on whether you're penciling or inking, you can change your brush. So to do that, you press this button here. You see the two different brushes?
Yes.
Yeah. And then that gives you access to all these different folders worth of brushes. To be honest, I can just talk you through which ones you want at different times. So we'll start you off on a pencil. because there's a billion. Like I don't even know. You've seen. I get stuck picking brushes all the time because I don't know all the brushes. So I would start you on a pencil, maybe a blue pencil. That is about maybe this thick. So to change the thickness of the pen, use this little drop down here, right? And that just limits how big you can go by pressing down.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the windows are. It's an apple. I like your shirt. It's a good shirt. Which one? This one. The pineapples. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to start you on. The other tool to note is the eraser tool, right? Which is this here.
Yeah.
It just looks like an eraser. Or alternatively, you can turn the pen round.
Oh, that's
as
fancy.
an eraser. Oh. Okay. No, you can't. I don't have it set up to do that.
What's the point?
I thought I did.
I'm really sad.
Because I literally never use it for that. Oh no, I do.
It's working. Is it working now?
Yeah, it's working now. I don't know why it wasn't working.
Was it because you select the eraser?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, so you can just use that as an eraser and that as a pen.
Okay.
Like that. Actually, I think what I've got it set at. Oh no, I haven't. Okay, cool. That's fine. The next tool, I guess, zoom. Maybe you might need, which is the magnifying glass.
Sure.
And you just click it, and then you can click to zoom in, and you can change it to minus to click to zoom out.
Okay.
And then if you want to, while you are zoomed in, you want to move the canvas around. You can either use this little hand tool or just hold down space and move it.
Okay.
There are macros for all of this stuff that I'm teaching you. But I'm not just going to teach you. Just use this.
Okay.
So if you ever need a tool, just come here. And I think that's basically should be everything that you need to know how to draw. Where'd you get it? I have no idea. I think probably like a Top Man or something like that. I bought this shirt a long time ago. Like 3 summers ago. Yeah. Do you think you need any more information?
No, I think that's enough information. I don't know how to draw.
Yeah, so basically, I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to swap seats, and you're just going to try and draw what you want to draw.
Okay.
Right, just give it one pass.
Okay.
And then at the end of that, that'll establish a baseline of where you're at and where we need to improve. Okay?
I'm panicking, but yeah,
You'll
sure.
be fine. And then at the end of the day, you can be like, okay, so this is where I was, and now this is where we're at.
Okay.
With some coaching. I don't know how good my coaching is going to be or how much of an improvement we're going to make on your drawing, but I think we just give it a go.
Alright.
Oh yeah, so you can get reference and stuff up on Google, but you know how to do that, right? It's just Google.
Let's Google. Chris got hair. The Mystery Monday got hairier and fatter.
Oh, come on.
Right.
That's mean.
It's mean. It's mean to me.
I mean, it's mean to yourself, right?
Oh, that's really confusing. Where's the? Is that it?
What are you trying to do? You can use the bottom of this.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
What? That's
So this, annoyingly, is set up as this is left of that rather than that's underneath that.
Oh, okay,
so you're
sure.
just going to have to try and get used to that.
so I need a deer.
Yeah. Oh, you might want to... No, images will just take you to Google Images.
Oh, sweet. How much of a idiot deer do we want to find? We don't want like a proud one.
Uh-huh. Oh my god, go up.
That could work.
Stuck in a rut.
Alternatively, right, let's see which
Don't
one.
you want like a really regal, majestic deer? Or do you want like a derpy, stupid deer?
I kind of want a derpy, stupid deer.
What about that ratty deer that looked like it had rabies?
I did not like that. That looks weird. I don't like that one. That one's horrible. Why don't deers look stupid? Right.
You're looking for like a straight on kind of deer?
Right, we could use. I think that was probably best, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's just copy. What do I do?
Yeah, just right click on it.
Yeah.
I would open the image in a new tab, or just open image. Is there an open image thing? No, just click that, and then you get that. Then you know that's the full image. So then right click that, copy it,
Yeah.
and then go back onto Photoshop, and then click on it so that you're on the window, and then just Control V it. So now that is on. You see how you got layers here.
Yeah.
So that picture is on a higher level than the layer that you're going to be drawing on. You're going to be drawing on layer 1.
So I'm going to be drawing there.
Yeah. So I would. Well, actually, just drag that. Go back on the top layer.
Yeah.
And then just if you click. Oh, I didn't teach you the click tool. So top left of your tools bar, there's a little arrow.
Yeah.
Click on that, and then you can click and drag that. So I put it, just up somewhere out of the way so that you can still see it, but it's not going to impede on where you're drawing.
Right, so then we go
and
back.
Then go back on your drawing layer. Click on your brush.
Can I use this?
Tool.
Wait.
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh, it's totally. There it is.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then draw. So I would, in terms of logistically how to rest your arm and stuff,
Yeah.
I do it like from here. So try and maybe move this across a bit.
Okay.
So try and not like rest your hand on the keyboard, because you'll just press a load of keys that you don't want to press.
Oh, sure. Right.
And just give it a go.
So he's got I remember, the one thing I remember from school is that they kind of like you draw with shapes almost, right?
Yeah.
But
do you want to just click on the Streamlabs thing at the bottom? So
sure.
The stream, and then click back on Photoshop. Beautiful.
Which one's Photoshop?
That's fine. That one.
The PS one.
Yeah.
So you kind of draw a little bit with.
You got to think as well. Are you just drawing the head?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
change your hands. I knew you were going to do that.
I'll do it.
I think it's 2 minutes. Do you want me to set you a timer?
Yeah. I'm just gonna take a quick.
I did
with this.
warn Jake about this before he started. I said, "Do you want me to turn off the redeem things?"
No.
Because they're going to redeem them, and here it is. So now you have to try and draw with your left hand, and you're not allowed to erase.
I'm not allowed to erase.
Yeah, he's redeemed both. On you go.
Oh. Okay, so then he has this.
Chat, we're supposed to be helping him here, chat. I have many more points. Oh, man.
And then it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
You're not doing that badly, actually.
like that. I don't know the strength of my left hand.
No, I know, it's tough, isn't it? It's really hard.
He's kind of like that, and then he's.
It's tough love. Yeah, you got to learn the hard way, mate.
Can I? So will that draw over? I need to move that because that's going to get in my way. Oh wait, no.
Yep, you want that? You're on the wrong layer.
There
There you go.
we go.
I do it because I care, he says.
This isn't caring. This is horrible. Then he's got like antlers, and I guess they kind of look like this.
Uh-huh.
He looks like someone. Well, I guess that's not going to be there because he's going to have a hat, but like he's going to have antlers. Oh, this is horrible.
I've not got long on that one. 30 more seconds.
Yeah. He's got an eye. He's got another eye. He has a nose. I'm gonna round this out a little bit more.
This is looking alright, you know.
I'm not upset with it.
Watching him squirm brings me so much joy.
I'm scared.
Okay, the timer is up, so you can swap back to your right hand now, but you still are not allowed to erase for 3 minutes.
Right, so he's got, I feel like a pointier ear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. And then he'd have like a bit of a inner ear thing going on.
Did you switch a horror channel? It's a serial killer's drawing, Liv said. Come on! Come on now.
And he's really happy. I'm not upset with that. I'm not exactly thrilled either, but like
What did this deer ever do to you?
He mugged me. Like, how would I draw a hat on that?
We haven't got any reference for hats.
That's a good point. Right, let's get a reference for hats then, I guess.
What kind of hat do you want? I can model you some reference for hats.
Oh, can you?
Hats here. Do you want a top hat?
No, I don't necessarily think top hat. Maybe a snack bat, like a cap or something. Could you model it for me?
I'm not going to put it on.
Could you model it for me? Could you model it for me? Thank you. Now, can you pretend that you have antlers?
No.
Could you pretend that you have antlers? Thank you. Right, okay. So kind of come out here. Oh, that's not going to work. Can I undo yet?
No.
What?
Still got a minute on the undo.
Okay. Forwards or backwards? Can I have a backwards
Not bad
reference?
for left hand, he said, yeah.
Can I have a backwards reference, please?
What, you want a backwards hat?
Yeah, a backwards hat. Okay, so it'd be maybe a little like that, and then it'd go out at the back.
Oh, that's pretty snazzy, actually. Look at that.
So that's the hat.
Uh-huh.
Like, we're going to ignore that one line that's just straight across his eyes.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't really work for me. But for the most part, I think that looks somewhat like a deer that's been hit by a car.
You've got 20 seconds before you are allowed to erase once more.
Which way do I go with it? Do I go like straight down, do you think? As like a humany deery thing? Or do I just like make it...
Oh, are you going to draw more than just the head?
Well, no, I think it's just going to be that, but does he go that way? Or down?
Know, it's your picture, it's your profile, mate.
That's true. I think he goes down. Into some sort of like Herculean...
you are allowed to erase again now.
Like Herculean body.
If you would like to. Do it with a six-pack and a crotch bulge, that'd be pretty good.
Like...
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
That's nice.
And then just give
Is he going to be like a jock kind of guy with the backwards cap?
I mean, I'm feeling him now. Give him a few veins. No, I'm kind of scared now looking at this. I feel like he's going to eat me or something.
Yeah, it's very jockey.
I can erase.
Yeah, you're allowed to erase now.
Can we give him multiple crotch bulges? I'm not feeling the Chad body.
Dear Chad. He is such a Chad.
Dear Chads. I don't know. Something along the lines of that.
Uh-huh.
But I don't really know what to do here. Like, maybe give him...
He still has pecs, just so you know.
He still has he has, like... Give him a shirt instead. And, like...
Art advice. Got any advice for us, Jake?
Don't do this.
What are you thinking? What's your thought process right now? That can be your art advice.
What my thought process right now?
Mm-hmm. Great tip.
I don't know. I feel like his head's way too big for his body.
Yeah.
Proportionately, it looks like a mess.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's cartoony, right? It's going to be when you're done. So you can kind of get away with that sometimes. You can also... There are some other tools that I didn't teach you that I could teach you if you wanted to resize the body quickly. Do you want to do that?
Maybe.
Or just erase it and draw it again.
I feel like he looks like a knockoff version of Crash Bandicoot at the moment.
He does look a little bit, yeah. He looks like an IP.
He does.
Like a PlayStation 1 IP.
So if I move the... Oh, wait, I've done it wrong.
How's the sound going, by the way, chat? Does it sound okay? Because this is obviously a new setup.
So
the mic is sort of shared between the two of us, and normally it's much closer.
Is there any way that I can highlight all of that?
What do you mean highlight it?
Literally just grab it.
Select it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to teach you. So it's all gravy. Nice. Sound levels are cool. Okay, so there's a tool that looks like a lasso.
Yeah.
So select that,
Yeah.
and then just draw around where you want to select.
Do I have to make it meet up?
Huh? Yeah. Well, you don't have to make it meet up, but when you let go, it will just draw a line from where you've let go to where you started. And then you can use your clicky tool, you know, the arrow,
Yeah.
to move it around. Do it again. You might have to select deliberately on the line itself. So, like, click one of your blue lines and drag.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean? What's it saying?
Could not move the selection.
Oh, you're on the wrong layer. So go down to that layer and then try it. There you go.
Alright.
Slightly quieter, but that's because you're further away, but it's still fine. Yeah, I think honestly we're just going to have to deal with that. Because the mic is... I've only got one mic, right?
I feel like there's part of me that, like, life choices that I've made is something I don't commit to things very much.
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's a small chance I might have to commit to this and just try and make it look good.
Yeah, I mean, you're at the penciling stage, so if you want to erase anything and move on, now is the time to do it.
Okay. How do I stop this from happening?
I mean, you could, like, if I were you, you could, if you're worrying about the body, just do the head. Because you've got to think as well, if it's going to be a profile picture, most people are going to see it really small.
Yeah, true.
So you don't want it to be too convoluted and there be too much going on. You want it to be as simple as possible.
That makes sense.
So you could just scrap the body off and resize the head, or resize the body, or erase the body and draw it again.
I
It's up to
think
you.
give him big jacked up Chag brain.
All right.
That's probably the way of doing it.
Okay.
How do I pick that one? Is he? Why are all the lines blurry?
It's because you're still selecting it. So if you click on the lasso tool,
Yeah.
and then click anywhere on the screen that isn't your thing.
Okay. Right. I think we get rid of the body and just go big head.
So if you want to do that quicker than erasing it, you can use your lasso tool again
Yeah.
to select the body and then just backspace delete it.
Does that mean I can just do it here as well?
Yep.
Oh, that's nifty. That's the word I want to use. Art's hard.
You get used to it.
Brush. Right. What don't I like about it? I don't know. What don't you like about it? What do you like about it? Can I have a shit sandwich, please?
It's supposed to be a baseline, right?
Yeah.
I just got a spam slash Samuel that was written in Comic Sans. I'm not even mad. Nice. Comic Sans.
I had a spam call today.
Did you?
Yeah, apparently I owe people tax.
Oh no.
But I've had two in the same
Sure, that wasn't
morning.
actually tax that you owe.
Yeah, it was her royal. It was her Royal Majesty's Service or whatever.
Yeah.
Very funnily enough, both of them
HMRC.
called HMRC. Both of them 077 numbers, and I was just looking at them like, why would they call me off some random guy's number?
Bit sus, yeah.
Bit sus. So if we have a look at this deer again.
Are you ready to move on to line work?
I think so.
Okay. If you are, then go onto the layer that you were on before with your line work,
I'm
with
gonna
your
move him away.
pencil stuff. And then click, there's a new layer button at the bottom. So you see how down there, there's a little square with a plus in it.
Nope. There.
Click that. Now you have a new layer.
Okay.
So now, if you want line work, you can click your thing to bring up all the brushes. Do you remember which one that one was? Yeah. And then you can scroll down into the ink box. I think you can just click and drag, or you can use your mouse if you want.
Oh, that's easy.
easier. I got those calls the other day. Yeah, I get them a lot.
They're weird. They're really, really weird. I don't know why they think calling somebody off a mobile, like a mobile number.
If someone calls me on a mobile that I don't recognise, I just don't accept it.
I don't know. Sometimes it's They can be. Right, I've hit the ink box.
Yeah, but if it's important, they'll call me back.
Yeah, that's true. That is big true. Right, I've hit ink box. Which ink?
Yeah, ink box. Okay, I would go for under P. The one I use a lot is Pro Comics Inker 2. Yeah, so there. Keep going, keep going. Okay, this one.
This one?
Yeah, so the one directly above the bobbly one. Yeah, okay. That's how I remember it.
So have I selected it?
So you've selected it, so now you can hit the little 2 arrows in the top right of that. And it puts that away. And now you can start drawing. Or actually, you want to change your colour, so click on the blue square on the left. And then select, drag it to the black in the bottom corner. All the way into the corner, and it will give you pure black. And click OK. And now you should be able to draw with black.
Right, so... What have I done here?
You might be selecting something.
No, I've got it on the brush.
Yeah, but click the... Yeah, I'll do it. Sometimes when you do the lasso tool, if you just tap, it selects something randomly. So I'd take something like this, click so that you know you're not selecting anything, and then try drawing with it again.
Okay.
There you go.
That seems big.
And then you can control these one, do it. And also you can change the size of the brush again, remember? Because that looks quite a fat brush.
Do I want to make this bigger? Do you think?
Probably, although you're going to have to crop it at some point. Yeah, make it a little bit bigger, but basically fit it on the page. A few months ago, I got a call off a random number, didn't pick up, and then they started texting me asking if I was unemployed. So it turns out it was some kid who needed to do their art homework and found my work online. Hang on, needed to do their... They wanted you to do their art homework for them.
That's really good.
That's so good.
That's really good. That's clever.
Man, imagine having the balls to do that as a kid.
Next question.
Yeah.
Of many. How do I make it bigger?
Control T will allow you to transform it. So now it's just like on any other thing. You just drag it to however big you want it.
That can work.
And then click enter to lock it in. Bam. And then just click off with the select tool of any kind. Yeah.
And
you should be able to draw.
Is there any...
See how that's quite a fat pen?
Yeah.
I would change the pen size.
I totally remember how to do that. It's up here.
Yeah.
How small are we talking?
I don't know, just try different ones out until you find one that you like.
I'm scared of touching things. I think you shouldn't have told me how much this was.
You won't break it.
Okay. This is horrendous.
If you want, you can turn smoothing on, which kind of helps a little bit with your lines. But we might just do that for the second drawing, right?
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I'm going to open this fortune cookie that I got the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to find out what my fortune is. Ready, chat?
Do you eat the fortune cookie?
I'm about to.
So many people don't eat the fortune cookie.
That's foreign. Wow. Soon, life will become more interesting.
That's ambiguous.
That's my fortune.
That's very ambiguous.
I mean, it was right. I got this fortune cookie a couple of days, and this is definitely more interesting than it was then. They can stab you with the pen. I hope not.
What am I doing with that? Do you have like a technique of what you go to line first, or is it just like whatever interests you at the time?
I like to do the outline of the silhouette first, because I like to do that in a thicker pen. And then I do the stuff in the middle. And when I'm doing the stuff in the middle, it's basically just whichever bit I want to draw next, I draw next. For some things, like when I'm drawing faces, I draw like the nose first because then I can build everything around that.
That looks deadly.
You're just drawing the antlers as sticks.
For the moment, yeah, but I just feel like it's wrong. I'm looking at it now. It looks like a fucking abomination.
It's alright.
No, I don't like the sticky antlers. Right, nose. What does a deer's nose look like? It's not as big as whatever that was. It's like that. Right?
You've got reference there, right?
It's a little bit bigger. It's like that. And that's wider.
Dear Chad. You should make a second account called Dear Chad.
I should. No, that should be the people who watch me. They're the Dear Chads.
Yeah, the Dear Chads. That's good.
Even if I don't end up using this drawing, could I keep the outline of it and just use it as an emote?
Yeah, it's good. I'd be a deer Chad. Yeah, me too. Looks like an undercover narc in a deer school. Yeah, he does. He looks like a fellow kids.
How'd you do, fellow kids? He does look like a fellow kids. Right, okay, so if I roughly kind of gauge this, I think he looks like the crack version of Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Right, let's just commit. Right. There is something aggressively wrong there, but I don't know what it is. Oh, he shouldn't have two eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But he should. I'm just going to give him big eyes.
Why do they look sultry? Oh, he looks really drunk. I like the two eyes. Says Adam. It's a very Chad look. It's pretty Chad, isn't it?
The hats, I don't get what I need to hat model. I think it looks like the hat's going like that for some reason. He's like lurching forward.
Yeah, he's got it on like this. It needs to be more like.
Can you tell I work in a nursery? Maybe. Does that help?
This looks like a meme and I love it. It does look a little memey, doesn't it?
Help.
What are you trying to do?
I don't know. Right. I think.
Are you done?
I think that's that done.
Okay. What do you think?
I mean, to be honest, it's the best work I've ever done.
What do we think, chat? Do we like it? Right, should we swap seats? And I'll give you some pointers and you can try again.
Yeah. It's perfect, don't change it. Pokeball eyes.
He does have Pokeball eyes.
He does.
Right.
I've warmed it up for you.
Thanks, appreciate it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to tell you that I hadn't noticed and I've only just noticed right now is that you were drawing your line work on your pencil layer, so that's all on one layer now. Annoyingly. But that's fine. So you started off right by breaking it down into shapes, right?
Yeah.
Which is definitely the right thing to do. That's the smart way to do it. But you've got to think of them not just as 2D shapes, but 3D shapes, right? Because basically when you're drawing, why can't I find a good fuck it, that'll do. When you're drawing, you're taking a 3D object, right, and conveying it in 2 dimensions. So you were like okay, this triangle shape here, right, is a shape, but then you're losing a lot of the shape here. You would go, right, this here is like a sphere shape, and then connected to that is this tube here, right, which on the end has like a ball maybe, and then you're still keeping in your mind the 3D style, and that's why you were like, oh, there's 2 eyes, but why are there 2 eyes? Why is there only 1 eye? There should be 2 eyes.
Yeah.
Because the deer's looking this way, right? So the other eye is on the other side of it because it's 3D. You can see this side, but you can't see this side because it's covered.
Sure.
So you only get the one, and then the ear comes off. So that would be my first thing, is try and think of it as 3D shapes. Where else to point things out?
Oh, don't make it look at me.
Oh, another thing I noticed, you were drawing the whole time at this size, like right here, bam, and just trying to get everything in like this.
Yeah.
And you can zoom. So if you zoom into this, now when you're drawing this line here, instead of having to do it like this, you've got all this space to work with to clean it up.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean? If you try and draw it from out here, it's like that. You have to be a lot more rough, and you could do a lot less detail on it. I like that its pupils go through its eyelids. Yeah, that's pretty good.
He looks shady.
Yeah, so, and again, you see how this nose is like all the way over here, which means he's looking this way. Like we're looking at the side of this.
Yeah.
But then his eyeballs, it's almost as if we're looking at a 3/4 look.
Right.
So you either get rid of this nose here and put it more here, more centrally, so that it's in line with these, right?
Yeah.
So that he's looking kind of this way. Or you change the eyes, which I think chat agrees would be sacrilege, so that he's looking this way, right?
Sure.
Yeah, line work as well. I quite like that it's kind of a rough, kind of, I don't want to say scrawly, but
Thanks.
You know what I mean? I think that's kind of a fun look. Like it is kind of memey, right?
Yeah.
But you can turn smoothing on here, which basically, if I have no smoothing on, right, and I try and do this, it does that, right? If I turn smoothing all the way up, it like tries to smooth the line out more, so it condenses it a bit more.
Sure.
And it basically just means that if you're kind of shaky and being really rough, it cleans it up. Like if I was shaking that much on here, it would be like that, right? But with the smoothing on, it's a much cleaner line. So maybe we'll try doing that. I'm sort of thinking what other things I can tell you, but it might be an idea of just me talking you through as you go, maybe.
That might be it.
Yeah, the other thing, okay, to think about is I've given you this canvas that's a square, right? Because I'm thinking that's sort of the size of most profile pictures, right? So maybe try and think about how you use that square more. If you blow this up like this, then obviously you're cropping off your antlers, but if you turn your antlers more here this way, right? You can still get the antlers in, and you're taking up more space, so that when you look at it from really far away, because you're going to be looking at it from most of the time from like, it's going to be that big, right?
Yeah.
So there's no point drawing the whole deer because you're not going to be able to see what's going on. I kind of like it how it is. I think maybe if we just clean up your line work a bit, the fact that it's wrong doesn't make it bad, you know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean.
The hat, when you were penciling it, at some point you had like a good hat shape like this, which then you can attach the thing to, which I think looks better than just a bowl, basically. But we can get to that. Because again, you've got to think of the hat. You've got to try and think of things in 3D.
Sure.
So the hat,
even though it's 2D,
the hat like has a panel at the front and then a panel at the top and then a panel there and then the brill, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a blob with a thing. So like it comes to a point here that breaks like this, so the shape is more like this, right, around it, and then there's this here, right, and then that would connect to this side here, which would come out more like this, right?
Yeah.
I think we give him a one of, you know, the propeller hats.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling that.
I'm thinking propeller hat.
Make him look less like a drug dealer.
I'm thinking propeller hat is a better hat. And again, I would tell you to look at the way that like deer's eyes are different to like human eyes, right?
But I think that's part of it that makes it cartoony.
Exactly,
though, right?
You're cartooning it, so do this. I don't know what the hell you've got going on with the eyelids that make it look kind of drunk, but also kind of sultry at the same time. I'd get someone tattoo this on Chris. I'd let someone tattoo this on Chris. No, I wouldn't, and I'm Chris. So, what do you need any other advice? Where do you think you were struggling?
I mean, I think I was just struggling full stop. But...
yeah. Honestly, I think there is a barrier of learning how to draw digitally on here because it is different to just drawing on paper.
Yeah.
But I think zooming in will help.
I think I need to change the antlers because the antlers just look like 6-year-old drawings.
Yeah, 100%. I would, if I were you.
Grass.
So, like, if I was going to do this now, right? If we take this drawing that you've got. So you think of this here. You've got this shape here that you sort of drew when you didn't, but that is where you should start, always with that sort of circle shape.
Okay.
And then I would take it to here and make sure that you get this, how it attaches to that, right?
Yeah.
So think of this as a ball, not as a circle. And then so that would attach to it there, like that. And then you wouldn't be able to see this because that's in front of it, right? It's like a muzzle, almost. And then you can put your nose here, right? And he's smiling or whatever you want him to be doing, right? You think of your ears as well lining up. So here, if there's a pole running directly through his brain, the ear would be like perpendicular either side, right? So your ear starts here, more like this. Mine looks more like a dog, but whatever, that's fine, right? And then your hat again sits on there, right? There's a circle where it attaches to the thing.
All right.
Do you sort of see that?
Yeah.
So like if this is, you've got to, my point is, don't think of this as a circle, think of it as a ball. So it has planes that go around it like this.
Right.
So if the hat's sat on it, it's going to follow one of those planes like that. Right. And again, this is all, I'm giving you information here. I don't expect you to take all of this in. Right. So the hat sits on here. Right. I've drawn it forwards, I don't know why, but there you go. Maybe we have it forwards and he's like, hey, hey. Fine. This way, right?
Yeah.
Boom. And then what I would do is I would have the antlers coming out from behind the ears and I would just resize this so that it takes up as much of the screen as I'm willing to let it, and then fit the antlers in there. Like this. That's kind of moosey.
They're pointy, aren't they?
Yeah, they're more pointed than that. They're like this. Anyway, whatever. That's...
Yeah.
You see how that fits more? And then you're taking up all of this space
Real
here.
estate.
Rather than leaving a load of gaps like here and here and here and here and here and all that.
That makes sense.
Right? And then your eyes on this, if this is the middle, your eyes are going to be like here and here, right? So you probably wouldn't see this one, but you would see this eye here. But I don't know how you want to do it. I think it looks kind of derpy having the mismatch, but I think that's kind of what you want.
I want to, honestly, I want to keep that just as an emote now.
Yeah, I think you should.
But I think using what you've said, going back and having a go doing it like that more so.
I mean, mostly you've got the right shape and stuff. The main hurdle is just going to be cleaning up your line work, I think, honestly. Because you're trying to have quite a fun channel, right? It's not serious. So it can be kind of derpy and dumb, right? If you want it to be. It doesn't have to be super accurate. Want to try again?
I think Can I save that and try again?
Yeah.
I want to keep that forever. I want to take it to the grave.
Sure. Alright. I'm also going to look at... I guess just when you're looking at your reference, you can remember that just zoom in and look, right? So if you need to see what the nose looks like specifically, get a really good look at the nose and go, okay, it looks like this.
Yeah.
And even try, if you want to, practicing by tracing on top. So, go away. So like this nostril comes in here and then loops around here like this, right? Like that.
Yeah. I get you.
So then, having drawn it on there, you then just replicate that shape that we just did on here. Like this, right? See what I mean? So, okay, so let's give you... So you're on a new layer now. Let's give you the right pencil. Fucking... Where is it? Oil pastel, tone, fine, colour, blah, blah, blah. Ah, here we go, HP pencil. Right. Yeah, the antlers are going to be the big one, aren't they? What do antlers look like? Oh, fine. Yeah, so you see here, it's... You were drawing the antlers, like, all the way out here, like this.
Yeah.
Where really they kind of curve back on themselves. So you can condense them. Like, this doesn't come very much further out from here. And this doesn't come that much further out from here. So you can get away with...
Not having washing line antlers.
Yeah. Fit on screen. You can get away with condensing them like this. Because if they curl back on themselves, it would be like this, right? Sort of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Let's try again. And I'll try and talk you through it a bit more, I guess.
Oh,
maybe.
thanks. It weeks me out at your chair. I've always got.
Lock it.
No, but I'm so. It's one thing you can't do. You can't mess with another person's chair settings.
It's literally. It's just that there aren't. It's not got settings at the moment. I
Right.
can lock it if you want.
No, it's fine. I'm getting used to it now.
Yeah. Oh, here you go.
The glove. I have the power.
The one thing you can't do. You have a strong code of ethics. Yeah. Chat, have you guys got any advice for Jake based on his first drawing? What do we think?
Is this the pencil? Yeah.
So I would get your picture of your deer up first.
Where's that?
So that you can see that while you're drawing.
How did you zoom out again?
Okay, so just click the little square there and you can see it.
Okay. So
draw more monkey, draw it less monkey.
draw. So you had like
yeah, so I would start with basically a circle.
Okay.
And B,
what have I clicked?
You've changed the brush. Weird. Did you click something on the pen then?
Yeah, what's it do?
It's a different type of brush. Why did it just randomly select that pen of all pens?
Have you got like a random setting on your pen?
I must have, yeah, I haven't programmed that button.
Oh, that should be an emote. That should be one of the things.
Switch
Switch your brush.
That's not a bad idea actually. Okay, let's get rid of this. Oops, man, it's really hard to do this with a mouse. Fuck it, you can get rid of you want colour as well?
Probably.
Okay, we can get onto that later.
Okay.
Okay, and then just click off anywhere, but make sure that you aren't. So you've selected a little bit there. You're still selecting. Still selecting. Still selecting.
There we go.
There you go.
Right.
Remember as well that you can, because you've got the smudgy thing, you can rest your hand on the screen if you need to.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah,
I feel like
you can do it.
If I...
Just try it. Just make sure that you're holding this so that you aren't pressing the buttons, right? Like this.
Yeah.
And just rest your thing on the screen and then like that, because it gives you more stability, right?
Oh, okay.
Because it knows not to detect input if it's got the pen there. So it'll only detect the input from the pen. It won't detect the input from your hand.
So you said it's like this, like a cone shape.
Yeah, so check your thing as well, and you can see where the cone shape meets and stuff, like your reference.
So it's more like, it's more like that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like that sort of shape.
Yeah, I would say it's slightly smaller than that. You see how that's quite tall on the circle? It takes up like the whole circle.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit short. You see how there you've got it connecting at that point?
What about here?
I can't really see where. Yeah, there.
So
it connects from there down to the bottom where you've got it. If you just connect those two parts.
What, like that?
No, like in the middle of the circle. So on the other side.
I'm really confused.
So here to here, like that.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. And then these two are like a cone, and then you kind of.
And then the nose sort of sits on the end of that.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have where the eye would be.
I wouldn't necessarily worry about the eye just yet.
Okay, so what would be the next process for you then?
Probably the neck. So you see where your cone connects to the circle at the bottom?
Yeah.
That little X. That's where I would draw the neck starting.
So like here.
Yeah. But I would go more, according to your picture, it's more of an angle, right?
Like that?
Like that, yeah. And then from the top of the circle...
Like here?
A little bit higher I'd go. Like there. Down. But it sort of goes a bit fatter, right? It's like this. It's not like that. They're
so
not parallel.
chunky.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you can draw the rest of the body if you want to, coming from there, because the neck isn't that long, right?
Yeah, it's there and that, right?
Yeah, but the body would connect like here, right?
Oh, sure,
See
yeah.
what I mean? If you look at your reference, it's like that line is really short, and then it's that.
Yeah, chode-like.
Yeah.
And then it'd be ears next, right?
Yeah.
So the ears are like where his neck starts,
Mm-hmm.
that one ear. So it's kind of like that, I guess. That was really good. I enjoyed drawing that ear.
It's a good ear.
Thanks. And then that's like, so if his eye is like here, it'd be like there-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
More in line, right?
Yeah.
I feel like his ears are a bit more rounded than that, based on that picture. It's hard to tell.
I also feel like that ear as well is less upright and more
Yeah, it's kind of floppy out, right?
like that. Also rounded, but
I'd round it now. Just because otherwise you're going to forget and...
round.
Yeah, so I would just crop the corner of it off, basically. I mean, that's kind of fine now, but I would have done that.
Okay.
And then your eye is actually a little bit lower than that, where you put that dot, I think.
So it's like there.
Yeah, I'd put it around there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Then I guess I would work on the hat.
Hat. Need the hat reference.
No, you don't need a hat.
I need
You know what a hat looks like, Jake? So remember, consider the skull part to be like a ball, right?
So it's like...
So, let me get my juggling boob.
Juggling boob.
If this is the circle part that you've drawn,
Yeah,
the hat sits around this,
sure.
right?
So it's less sitting on his head, kind of, and it's more like...
So, grab a string, yeah, this will do.
I don't know what I've just drawn on his head.
So you see, if you're looking at it from the top, it's not a directly straight line, right?
Yeah.
It curves around the shape.
Oh, okay. So it's less... It looks like a serial killer's style. So it's kind of more like that.
I'm all for it.
A bit more wibbly wobbly.
Well, it's more like one round line. One curve.
Like that.
Yeah, like that. That's perfect.
And then
it has a panel at the front. Yeah.
Like that. And then it has this thing here.
Yeah. And then it goes further back than that. So there's the panel at the front, which connects to the panel at the side, right?
Yeah, so the panel at the side is like that.
Yeah. I'd go even further back, to be honest.
Like that.
Yeah. And I'd have it flatter. You see how it's going, like, you've kind of drawn it down at an angle.
So it should be like...
Yeah.
I'll
like
press
that.
the button again. Put one.
No, but you're fine.
Okay. So it should be like
that. Yeah. And then there's a panel on top, right? So you just connect to the top bit.
Like that.
Perfect, yeah.
And then this comes somewhere at the back. Like that. Except not like that.
This is always a tough thing to draw, the kind of the backwards cap look thing.
Right, let's just see if we can... If we go... What? No.
So again,
it just looks like he's got a train on his head.
Can I just borrow a pen, right? So, if this is the back of the circle, like part of the head, and here, this is where it's going to start. So it's going to start here and come out like this, right? So it's probably going to get covered by that ear, technically. So your alternative is like kind of drawing a curved one like this.
Right.
That's what some people do, like cartoonists do. They kind of curve it more like that. And then you could maybe move it forwards a bit, the whole thing. Give me the fucking... Oh, I've got it. So you can sort of see it a bit clearer like that.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. So then pen tool. I mean, like, I've been watching your stream for ages, and shit me. Like, this is like, I know it's like 5 minutes into it pretty much, but it's not easy, is it?
It's not easy, is it? It's just practice. You're doing well, though. The main thing that you'll struggle with, and this is true of anyone learning to draw on Photoshop digitally who's never done it before, is it is a different experience creating lines that look right compared to on paper. It took me a long time to get to a place where I was comfortable sharing stuff that I made on Photoshop.
And then he needs antlers.
Yeah, so at this point I would resize your image and move it around to give yourself some more space.
Right,
because you're not going to use all of what you've drawn, are you?
So if I click this eye hit, what have I done?
You've just turned the layer visibility off. Oh shit, have you drawn that on the...
I must have done.
Is it all on the same layer?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. In which case, give me one sec. Give me that. Bam, bam.
I'm breaking everything.
No, you haven't. It's fine. Luckily, you haven't overlapped anything, so we're just going to copy this and put it on that page. And then erase it from the layer that we were on. And then we can get rid of this layer that we don't need on here. So now we have this layer has the deer on it, and this layer has the drawing on it. So
okay. So I just need to resize this.
Yeah.
So, was it Control T, did you say?
Yeah, Control T lets you transform it. Doesn't matter if you go off the edge, because it'll save the image. Anyway, you can just drag it back on.
There we go.
I would drag it even more. Just get the face central. No. Like, yeah, like that. Perfect.
There we go.
There you go. Then press enter to lock it in. And then click off it.
Cool.
So now you're onto your antlers. And what I would do with this is I would look at your antlers, right, and there's like one big kind of tube where it starts, and then the other ones kind of come off that. So I would start just drawing you one big tube first, and then you can worry about connecting your other ones to them.
I've broken something.
You're still selected. Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
So it'd be like that, right? No, it'd be nothing like that.
Remember, you've got your reference, so look at how it does it on the reference and then try and replicate it on there.
It's behind the ear.
Let me see if I can draw it on here to show you what I mean.
So it's
So this is where you're at, right? This is what you've got so far, basically. So, and the hat, which sits here, right? So, you would basically do, it comes up like this, that's the first bit, and then it kind of curls like this. And then everything else about the antlers comes off of that like this.
I get you.
Then over here you do the same, and it comes this way, right? This one.
Just do the same, but the opposite.
But then but this one loops back on itself if you look at that picture, like that.
Sure, yeah.
And then it comes up like this.
So you're saying do it more like...
That's the drawing that I did, chat. I don't know if you can see this. You can't see it. You can't see.
There you go. You want to show them?
Yeah, so, but think of it as like a tube. So here, you've gone up like this, and then you've come like here.
Oh, okay.
Whereas you want it to be the same
width
the whole way. Like a snake. Yeah, like that. Now keep it the same width the whole way down. I'd maybe make it a bit fatter.
Like that?
Yeah, good. And then from there you have your little spiky things that come off it, right? But again, you want these spiky things to be the same width as the original tube thing that you've drawn, right?
Because it's not a monster.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Are they all the same way? They kind of are all the same way.
Yeah.
Like that? Or does that just look like a vine?
That looks like a tentacle. Like, they're tall, right? So they're like... You see how you've done it like... You've gone, this is your main thing, and then you've just gone like this.
Okay.
Well, you've actually kind of gone like this. It's more like a tall line like this.
Okay. So it's more...
So it might even be worth moving your antler down a bit to give yourself... Or moving the whole thing down a bit to give yourself some more room.
Why does it look like... I think I know why it looks like a tentacle.
I think you've condensed it too much at the top. I would move the image down so you get more room at the top. Dear Thule.
Wait, what have I done? How do I move it? There we go. So you think... So if I lock it there...
Maybe a bit higher than that.
Like that.
Yeah, and a bit to the left. Yeah, like that. And now look at all that real estate you've got above.
Yeah.
To stretch into, right? Should you need it. Although I don't think you need to use all of that, because again, you're going to be moving it so that the face is more central at the end as well. But
so I need to make this antler bigger.
Yeah, I would just make the line, you know how it curves up and then goes into a point?
Yeah, just...
I would make that point a bit longer so that it goes taller up. Yeah, like that.
Okay.
And then you can make your other points off it as tall as that one.
Okay, so they all just kind of make...
Yeah. And I would do 2, so you've done 1, I'd do 1 more and then leave it. Yeah, like that.
Okay. Makes a weird noise.
It's because the actually I don't know if that surface. No, it isn't. It's probably just the nib is just getting old.
Oh, okay. So these would come up to like the same point, but there's like ear there.
Yeah, so the ear is in front, but you can just draw through it for now. So just draw as if the ear wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
And then when you come to inking, you'll just ink the ear part, but not the bit where the ear covers it, right?
So it's like that.
So yeah, I would say it comes up, it starts higher up, right? If this is starting here,
Yeah.
you want this to start here rather than down here, right? So it starts here and it comes up like this.
I'm just going to use your picture as well to help me look at what's going on.
Right, so you see how this starts here?
Yeah.
This would start here.
Oh, okay.
And then it comes up and kind of goes out like you were doing before here. But this one, if you look in the reference, it kind of then comes back on itself.
Oh, for sure.
So it covers it. So like this is in front and this is behind.
I'm not cheating. It's kind of like that, but thinner, I guess.
Yeah, like that. But I would do it even more because you've got all that space here that you aren't using. So I would come across even further.
So if I get rid of this, so I could go maybe not. So go like that far out, maybe.
I wouldn't go out as far that way.
Do you mean go up? Wow.
Yeah. So you see how you've come out to like here.
Yeah.
I'd come out to like here and then loop back in and use this space more.
Oh, okay. So come in, but use this.
Like even more than that.
Like that much?
Yeah. But again, I'd have this here rather than out here. So I'd erase this bit.
And confusion.
So basically what you've got goes like, so this is your circle.
Yeah.
You're going like out here and then in.
Yeah.
And I would go more in closer and come in like this.
So you're saying like that?
Yeah, like that. Exactly like that.
Okay. I gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just mimic that line all the way down? Kind of.
Mm-hmm. And then again, that final point you can make taller because you've got more space up top, right?
Is that okay?
Yeah, like that.
And have a point here. That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Looks like a murderer.
It looks kind of scary, huh?
I think the eye doesn't help it.
Yeah, I'd go in and change your eye now. Work out what you want to do with your eyeball.
I want big Druggo eye now.
Draw a big Druggo eye then.
How do I? Can I just get rid of it?
Yeah, I would just erase that and then redraw it basically.
Oh wait, I've still got something selected, haven't I? Mm-hmm. I'm learning.
Yeah, I think that's great.
But maybe like even a bigger pupil, like.
That's worse. I don't know actually. It's pretty druggy, isn't it? Love it.
I don't know what shapes are deer eyes. I've kind of drawn.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. A deer eye is kind of more.
It's like
that shape. But
yeah.
I don't think you. I think you should do it super cartoony. I think you do a big circle eye with a thing. I think that would honestly, I would just do that.
Yeah. Stop.
I think it like
clicking buttons.
I like that it's kind of derpy. I think you should lean into that a bit. Because I think that'll suit your channel as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's better.
So now if we turn the deer off so you can see a bit more what you've got. That is terrifying, isn't
Nightmare,
it?
nightmare.
Yeah. I don't know what the next step should be.
Burning it from existence.
I guess you need to draw the nose a bit better so that you know what to draw when you're inking it, right?
Sure. So what? So if I have a look at his nose again. Yeah.
But you can turn off the layer above. Yeah, there you go, so you can see it. And you can zoom in rather than leaning in.
How do I zoom? It's.
I didn't want to sleep tonight anyway.
How do I zoom in again?
With the little magnifying glass.
I mean, he looks kind of stoned.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
So yours, the nose isn't. It's kind of like. Why can't I use the brush?
Because you're on the wrong layer.
Oh, okay. So if I do this.
No, turn that layer off.
Yeah.
Just click on the layer with the drawing on.
That one.
No, the layer with the deer on. Just draw on the same layer.
This one.
No, the picture of the deer. Layer 2.
Yeah.
Click onto layer 2.
I'm with you.
And
I'm
then
with
just
you.
draw directly on that thing.
So it's kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
It's like a little mushroom.
it's like this kind of shape.
Yeah. Like that.
If you were to look at it face on, it's like your two nostrils like this, and then the bit on top, like a mushroom. But you're looking at it at the side, so you're only looking at this nostril here, like that.
Sure. Right, so I get rid of this, and I go to this, and I turn this on, and then I zoom out.
Yeah. So you can just click View in the top to like where your file and everything is. If you click View and then Fit on Screen, it will give you the whole canvas.
Okay. I'm with you. So it's
Ba ba.
it's kind of. That looks phallic shaped.
I'd make it bigger than you've got there.
What? What do you mean?
The nose.
So just make it.
I'd make it a chunkier nose. For you. No, like bigger this way. So if this is your cone here, you've just gone bigger out here. I think don't go any further than this, but come in here more.
Oh, okay, I'm with you. So you think it's like that?
Sort of. Can I just draw to show you?
Yeah.
So I would come in more like this. Hold on.
Okay.
I mean, you don't. That's kind of wonky, actually. Oh, man, it's really hard to draw like this. Just like that. I'd take up more room that way than you have over here, and I'd get rid of some of this here, so it's like that. Taking the damn hat off.
You can take the damn hat off. I don't want any damn vegetables. Right.
Yeah. Okay, maybe move the eye a little bit, maybe, do you think? Like a little bit lower, I think.
Wait, how do I just...
So you're not on the select tool, you're just on the thing. So you need to click.
Oh, I get you.
Not that far. Yeah, right down there. That was it, you just had it. Down a little bit. Left a little bit. There. Maybe left a little bit more. Like that. I think that's perfect. Oh fuck, I'm in the wrong place. Am I? Oh no, you go.
I can't. I might need to close the curtain because.
Oh, is it really bright?
Which one is it? Oh, feels like summer. I think that's it, Chief. And I don't know what the next step is next.
Okay, I guess the next step would be inks then. Do you want me to come in and try and clean it up a bit so you can see where you're inking more?
You do it, Chief.
I don't really know how much what I'm gonna do here, but basically just places where, like here, you've got 3 or 4 different lines, so it's really unclear where you're gonna draw right. You want to have it more like this, over here. Oops, am I not like that? Oh, you've got it.
I think I'm like so super used to like inking a bit, or like drawing.
Yeah.
In biro, and I get like I'm quite a scratchy drawer.
Yeah. So you see here, I'm just basically taking away some of the stuff, so it's just clearer. You know that's the line I've got to draw.
Okay.
Right? And then here, you don't want to be able to see everything under there, so we're just going to erase all of this stuff. And what does the ear look like?
It's like, it's got like an inner ear.
Yeah. Oh, so it's like, it's kind of curled this way, right? Like this. Like that. This one's like this. Yeah, basically you're just making it clearer for yourself, so you know where to draw your lines. You want to give yourself as little thought process, like thinking to do, as possible.
He only looks a little bit Nightmare Fuel-ish.
I like the Nightmare Fuel-ish look though. I think it's a good look, what you've got going here.
I'd like to think that when you did this, like if you were to do this, it would have taken you probably about 5 minutes.
Yes, but I have spent years of my life learning.
Yeah, that
how to
is
do
true
this, you know
actually.
what I mean?
Big true.
And again, a lot of it's just because I'm comfortable drawing on this, whereas you probably aren't, right?
I mean, ever since I've known you, you've been drawing, so it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Ba ba.
You know, do you remember, what was that fucking meme? Charlie the Unicorn?
Yeah.
It kind of looks a little bit Charlie the
Unicorn-ish. Look a little bit Charlie the Unicorn, yeah. I think that's all I'm going to do for you. I think the rest has to come from you.
Otherwise it's not sincere.
I might find a different brush to use this time, because you said you like drawing with biros, right?
Yeah. I think it's less I like drawing biros, it tends to be whatever people have available.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm definitely one of those people who...
turn that up, turn that to black.
I'm one of those people that steals pens.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a better pen for what you're drawing here. So the sensitivity is less, right? You can't get the difference between how hard you press it isn't as much, although it is still there. And it's just a clean block line like this. I think that's going to be better for you. And maybe let's put some smoothing on so you get smoother lines. Yeah. Okay, so the thing about smoothing is that it kind of adds a little bit of a delay, right?
Okay.
So if you see how well, you can't really see, but my pen is going ahead of that line a little bit.
Sure.
You just have to get used to that.
Commit to it.
Commit.
Do I need to put that on a different layer?
I've already made you a new layer, so this
thanks.
is your layer for inking on layer 6. Don't draw on any other layer other than layer 6.
I can do this.
You got it.
I got this, fama.
You got it. And I would start with the stuff that is sort of closest to the screen and work backwards. So, for example, what I mean there is, you see that area where there's like ear, antler, hat, all in a layer?
Yeah.
Make sure that you draw the ear first, so then you're drawing the other stuff behind that.
Have they got to be joined up?
Yeah, probably.
There we go. Let's button on the pen.
Close that down. Are you still on the same pen?
Yeah.
With it? Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, I see what you mean about the delay.
Yeah. It's because it's retroactively cleaning your lines up a bit. Yeah.
Right. And then you said it's like that.
Yeah.
This is quite satisfying. Oh, this is very sad. I could get used to this.
Inking is a very therapeutic process, right? Especially if you do enough work in the penciling stage where you literally don't have to think about what you're doing at all. You're just filling in lines. Yeah, remember you can erase in Control Z whenever you would like. Inking is my fave, yeah. Adam's very good at inking. He does it a lot.
Is there like an inking book you can do? You know, like there's colouring books. Do you reckon somebody's...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah.
I'm fairly... That's
there's
a market
definitely
right there.
There's definitely comic book things that you can buy to practice comic book inking. Literally the only thing I do, yeah. I mean, you do some other stuff as well, but inking is your thing.
That's one wired eye.
That is perfect right there. Perfection.
Right, so then... There. That's wrong. I am not happy with that. So is this like the only program you use now, or was there like lots of other programs?
Yeah, I used to use other stuff, but Photoshop's the only thing I've installed on this computer since getting it, and I haven't needed anything else since I did that, so...
Makes sense.
I just use Photoshop all the time.
What other things would you like to use then, or do you?
So I used to have Manga Studio, which is kind of... It was designed as a comic book program, so it is a little bit better for making comics.
Okay.
But I've just developed the way that I drew on that onto this. Yeah, so again here I would draw the face bit first before the ear, because the face bit comes in front of the ear.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean? Yeah, like that. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? How you doing? We're you'll notice it's a bit of a weird one, Average Swingle. We're teaching our good friend Deerhats how to draw. How are you? I'm well. Glad to hear that you're well.
That's good.
So Jake here is drawing a profile picture for his Twitch stream. His Twitch name is Deerhats, so we're doing a deer with a hat. But Jake is not an artist.
What do you want about? This is
you are now an artist, but when we started the stream, you were not an artist.
I'm not a rapper.
So the mission has been to teach him how to draw.
Like that line there just makes him look like he's licking up some weird blue blood.
So do it again. There you go. Jake is more of an artist than you will ever be. Yeah, probably. I think it looks good, to be honest. I like it. Yeah, no, it's getting there. No. Okay, right. What is...
No.
What is that? Okay, just... Yeah.
Do a line.
I would do just the... Okay, don't think of it as 2 lines. Yeah, do that. Yeah, perfect. You could give him a little Sonic the Hedgehog smiley mouth bit if you wanted. That wasn't what I was talking about, but that's perfect. I love that so much. It's little Durfy Deer, exactly. That's what we're going for.
It's what we're aiming for. Right. Have I done it?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things you might want to change. Like, you remember we talked about making a nostril area here.
Yeah.
Maybe put a nostril in here. I would also say this line I would like make it so that you keep the same width here. See how it goes in a bit there. It squishes in.
Do you think it's this line, or do you think it's like, can I?
Either one of those two.
Or is it?
I would change the bit where it connects because.
Oh, you mean like here?
Yeah. You could even leave it like that, but you could just erase that little bit in the middle.
I didn't like that bit in the middle.
Don't listen to him, Chris. He's just jealous. Well, Adam is. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a little nostril. Oink.
That's not really what I meant, but sure.
The letter G.
No. So like
Where's your book? Where's the
So what you've got, right?
It's pure raw talent I've got.
What you've got is this.
Yeah.
I would just do something like this.
Okay. Nah.
Yeah, perfect. That could be good. Do you want to turn your blue layer off so you can see your lines a bit better? Perfect.
I'm actually really impressed.
Chat, what do we think? Should we move on to colours?
Oh, go on then.
Do you want to swap seats again?
Yeah.
Dum 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 dum. Do you know what colours you want, or are you just going to go regular deer colours?
Regular deer colours.
Regular deer
I mean, slight tinge of green, obviously, to show the true reptilian self. But
yeah, we could put that in the eye, maybe. Right. So we've got green hat. It's perfect. Razor brand hat. Okay, so this is now a layer with nothing on it. This is where we're going to put our colours.
Yeah.
I'm going to select you a pen that has like a really a straight edge, so it doesn't blur, so you can just fill in. Dissolve, yeah, perfect.
Do you need this back, by the way?
It's fine.
I feel like I've grown accustomed to it and I might need to get one in my life now.
Yeah. Okay, so basically all you're going to be doing is outlining the areas where you want colour.
Right.
So say we want to make this antler a bright blue, right? You would go in and draw the outline of the antler. Try and keep within the lines. And you could just go in and colour it in, like you're colouring in a book. Like that. Or you go in and draw the outline that you want to do, right? And then fill tool it. Like that.
Okay.
So for the antlers, like, you can probably get away with just scribbling it in. But for the bigger stuff, it will just save you time to do the outlines.
Sure.
Do you want me to do anything to your line work? Are you happy with your line work?
I feel like that's loaded.
Okay.
Do you want to do something to the line work?
I mean, no, it's
what
fine.
is it? What is it on there that you want to change?
No, it's nothing.
There is clearly something on there that you want to change. Just go into it.
I personally, I would go in and clean up some of the parts where it connects and stuff like that. But
sure, do it.
no, it's your drawing.
Do it. No, do it.
It's your drawing.
Do it.
No,
do it.
Let me finish. It's your drawing, and I quite like that it's kind of. I don't want to say derpy, but you know how we were talking about it being kind of memey.
Yeah. I think
the more I go in and clean this up, the further away from this vibe we're gonna get, and I like this vibe a lot.
I think if there's something at the moment now that you can see that you want that is like so glaringly you need to change it, it's kind of like an itch.
No, none of it. No. And at the end of the day, it's your thing. As long as you're happy with it, it's fine. A good tip. I always spend ages colouring. Yeah, just fill colour, man. It's way easier. You just have to make sure that your pen is on. If you're going to do that, is set to dissolve, or that you've got a pen that has no blurry edge. Because let me just show you something.
Oh, there is a line I might need to add a little bit to.
Yeah. So if you have a pen that has like a blurred edge, then if you colour it in, you get this really ugly like line here.
Oh.
That you have to go in and fix. But if you set your pen to dissolve, so that it has a defined edge, then it will just fill in the whole thing, right? And it doesn't leave that line.
Sure. I get you now.
So let's go back to the pen that I gave you. This one. View. Film screen. Okay, do you want to just go in and colour?
there is one line I would quite like you to just... You see where his body is?
Yeah.
I feel like if I fill that bit in there, that's going to get filled. The background's going to get filled in, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But you can just... You can either just add, like, take the rest of the line to the edge, like this.
Yeah.
Right? Or just when you colour in, just... Because you're going to be blocking it in, right? So just do the colour to the edge.
Oh, okay, sure.
See what I mean?
What colour's a deer?
You've got a reference picture. Remember? You can literally eyedrop a tool onto your reference picture if you want, and it will select that exact colour.
Where are you?
I'm so
Is it
sorry.
this way? Is it the same thing that it is in paint?
Mm-hmm. Eyedrop a tool.
Does it change? It does change. I like this brown.
Okay. So let's make sure that you're on the right layer this time, because I don't want to do this again. Okay, you are. You're fine. Carry on.
Are you sure?
Yep, 100%.
Okay. So, paintbrush. And you said, like, just here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is... I'm doing that thing again where I'm not using my hand to rest.
Yeah, you can rest your hand on the thing. It should be fine. Oh, you've gone on the other layer now.
You literally...
I know, but then I think you must have pressed it when you rested your hand down or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because there is a little brown smooge.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just being careful.
Yeah, you're fine.
You could give this to a child and they'd be really happy. So I can fill that in now.
No.
Do I have to
because it's on this layer, right? So if you fill in, it's going to treat this as a shape. It's going to ignore this line work. So you have to connect this to this.
So you have to draw the shape in.
Yeah. So connect this part to this part, and then you can fill that in. Yeah. And then you don't have to draw the outside of the canvas.
But I want to.
And then the fill tool, annoyingly, the way I've got it set up, the fill tool is these three dots here. If you just click that, it'll give you the fill tool.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So go back to your brush tool.
Don't know why I felt like I needed the mouse then. Is this one of these things where like I'm going to fill all of this in brown and it's going to be terribly, terribly wrong?
Don't know. We can always fix it.
Because I don't feel like all of his ear is going to be brown.
Yeah. So you can still come in and colour certain stuff in different ways afterwards. Right?
I coloured outside of the line.
That's fine.
I'm not satisfied with it.
You can just erase it. You can erase the parts that go outside the line.
Once again, can you see what I'm doing wrong?
You're not putting your hand down.
Nope, and I've committed.
If you just connect the brown to the brown, it will connect the whole thing, right? Cool. So if you were to fill that in now, it would fill the eye in, but that's okay because you can just colour the eye in again.
Oh, okay.
So just fill it in and then just go to your
Perfect.
pencil.
Finished.
Then go to your pencil and change the colour to white and then colour the eye in. Shall be lurking, got to clean the house a bit. Yeah, no, thanks for watching. The lurk is good enough, and I can't wait to see what he does as well. I can't wait to see the finished product either.
White. Wait, what have I done? So if I change this colour.
Yeah, to white. Okay. Then just colour the eye in.
With the brush.
Yeah. Perfect.
What colour is that? What colour are that? Oh, you know what's... Where are you? Oh, piss. Where is he? How do I move this one? I'm just going to be lazy.
scribbled all over his face as well now. Oh well.
Okay, so I used the water dropper tool. Went a bit scouse then, didn't I? I don't believe you.
I mean, you can manually select the color if you want to.
I feel like it's an off-white.
Yeah, so just go into your color selector.
Let's make sure I get the right layer. Layer 7.
Yeah, perfect. And then just manually select what color you want.
What do you think? Like that?
Yeah, maybe go a little bit closer to yellow. So if you drag drag that up to yellow a little bit. That's good. That looks good to me.
Pencil. I mean, I'm here now. I might as well finish it.
Yeah, you might as well.
I might as well finish the whole colour.
I think actually now looking at that ear.
Yeah. Is that the ear?
It's the other way around. I think that's the inside and that's the outside. I mean, it doesn't matter because you could just do it like this and it still works.
I think I've accidentally done part of the ear as a...
Yeah, I think that's meant to be the outside of the ear and this is meant to be the inside of the ear. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can just... That's just the way it was in the picture, but if you want it to be
that
this way,
works like that, right?
Exactly. It's your work. The only thing I will say, but I guess you're going to get this anyway, is this lining up with this being the same colour kind of distracts because it looks like this is also this, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I would maybe make these like a different colour.
Oh yeah, because that's the inside of the ear.
Yeah, that's the
But I don't know why I thought that this was...
Were you doing that as the
I thought that was the antler.
Okay.
But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. So maybe make the antlers that colour and then the inside of the ear a different colour.
It'd be pink.
Yeah, maybe.
Colour. There's quite a lot of satisfying processes.
Yeah.
I think...
Yeah, once you get past the thinking part and it's just not mind-numbing tracing over and culling stuff in, it's quite therapeutic, right?
I forgot to do that brown, but I can get there again. Pink. Hot pink.
Hot pink is always the right answer, yeah. You might be able to just fill colour it in instead of going in and colouring it, but I don't know.
That looks perfect. It'll be like a fleshy pink, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Which is there, maybe.
Just, you want to really lighten it up.
Like this. Get out.
Yeah, perfect.
And then it'd be... That's not going to work, is it?
Not gonna work.
Yeah, and then we need that brown. Cheat. Stop pushing the pen buttons, Jake. What colour would the hat be?
Okay, first up, this part is the skin, right? This part is the flesh, so this would be brown. There would technically be another line here, because it's this part, right?
Yeah.
So this would be brown, and then there should be a bit of hat here, but you don't really need to draw it.
No.
You don't want to.
Because it's only going to be like...
Yeah, and you're communicating the image already. That's the most important thing. If you can read what it is, you're probably doing all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, what hat do you want it to be? I think Average Bingle said a green hat.
Yeah, I'm down for a green hat. Green. What sort of green?
The brightest.
The brightest green.
Yeah. Well, then it's up to you, mate.
Toxic sludge.
I wouldn't go toxic sludge. I'd take some of the saturation off it if I were you.
Okay.
So saturation is like how bright it is. So this is really highly saturated. This is really desaturated.
Okay.
You see how that's really, really, really bright?
Yeah.
And it's got loads and loads of green. And here it's kind of closer to a greyer colour.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all saturation is. It's just
okay.
a term for that.
There.
Yeah.
Just...
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. That'd be a darker green, I think.
Do you want to mess around with shading?
It could be funny. It could be funny. Hat.
It's a hat. No, I guess the nose is the only other thing. Just colour it in like a dark grey colour.
There.
Yeah. So that's still got a bit of green in it. If you drag it all the way to the left, it takes all of the colour out of it, so it'll just be grey. There you go.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That compared to the first drawing.
Do you want to add a background to it?
I think so, but I don't know what.
I mean, you could just like colour it in a colour if you wanted.
Stick a fork in it.
I don't know. I think. Oh,
Stick a fork in it.
Yeah, it's done. No, I think colour the background in like an orange, something that's going to stand out against that green.
Something patterny.
You could do, but again, you've got to read from really small. So
Okay.
I would just do colour it orange and then have maybe a circle of lighter orange.
Okay.
But it's up to you. It's your
Yeah,
drawing.
no, I like that.
Do you? You don't sound
I
like
do
you like
like it. I do like it. I'm just trying to work out how I do it.
Okay, so do you want me to talk you through it?
Yeah.
I think you coloured the eye in white, right?
Yeah.
So we could literally just make a layer underneath and colour it in orange. So let's make an orange. We don't have to use orange. I just figured orange is going to stand out against.
You know colour theory better than me.
That's way too yellow, though. More red.
That's orange.
Right, and then you would just take a circle tool. So this here, you can make a circle. Hold down shift for me. Did that work? Yeah, okay, let go. Right, actually, we probably want it bigger than this, but I'm just talking you through it now, and then you can do it yourself.
I mean, we've already done it, though.
Okay, fine, then hold down shift again. Let go. Like, I would literally just do that.
Digging it.
Maybe a little bit smaller than that, actually. Control Z. And then again.
Hold shift. No.
Just Control Z, and then Control Z again. And now hold shift. Let go. That's basically the same size, but oh well. Like that.
That good. Stick
another fork in it. Yeah, I think that's good. What do you think?
I'm really happy with that.
Yeah?
I'm digging it. I made something. I mean, good advice.
Yeah.
That was really good advice.
See, it reads as what it is, even if it's small. Right?
Yeah.
You can see that's a deer with a hat on.
Yeah.
A derpy deer with a hat on.
Bring up image 1.
Yeah, so let's save this. File, save as. Save on your computer. Deerhats 2.
I'm good at typing.
Okay. And then let's file, open up Deerhats 1. Where did we save this? Did we save this in here? Oh, yeah, we did.
I mean, they're basically the same.
So this was image 1 with no coaching, right?
Yeah.
This was just you did it yourself. You did it all completely by yourself with no help. Brilliant, right? This was number 1. And then with a bit of coaching and some practice, we got to this.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
What do we think, chat? How do we think you did it? How do we think he did? I still love the first one. The first one is good. Do you want me to send that to you?
Yeah, that's got to become an emote.
Yeah, that can be your emote. It's really, really good.
I think it's very, very good. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. I think you did well.
Yeah.
And now you've got a profile picture.
Yeah.
Should we save it as a JPEG and send it to you?
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Save as. Save on your computer. JPEG. What do you want to call it? I'd buy it. Chris, buy it for me. No.
Dear Chads.
Dear Chads. Save. Okay. And then, I guess, email it to you?
Yeah, I guess so.
New mail. Put your email address in. Amazing progress.
There you go.
Cool. Right, insert file. I think it's in here.
I like how in your folder it's just like all really well drawn things. Like the chat definitely can't see it. It's just like looks really, really good. And it's just this like little derby tier.
I think that for your first time like drawing on Photoshop properly.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. It's a finished image.
Yeah.
That reads as what it is. No, but I mean,
it was finished. Good.
You know, it reads as what it is. It works perfectly for the stream, I think.
Yeah, it does. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, that's good. That real good.
Good hustle. Well done.
Yeah. Good.
Right. I think that's going to do it then.
Yeah.
Should we swap places and say goodbye?
Yeah. Bye.
Huh. Right, chat, what did we think? Did we like it? Buy it for me. I'm not going to buy it for you. I think Jake did really well. Let's give him a round of applause.
Hey.
Well done. Well done. It's really well done. Alright. Let's leave it at that then, chat. Thanks for watching, everybody. Jake, thanks for coming by.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Something.
It's been real fun.
Mm-hmm. That was a fun project. We had no idea how this was going to work when we started today.
It went well.
I think it went all right.
It went very well.
I think you could see that you'd progressed and learned something.
Yeah.
Do you feel more confident about drawing on Photoshop now?
I do feel more confident. I actually do.
Yeah. Do you think you could do something like this by yourself?
Yes.
No.
No. I feel like I'd have a better crack than maybe the first drawing.
Yeah. It's just practice, right?
Yeah.
I think it's good that we did this one so that you can clearly see how far you came from one session, right? Alright, listen. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you aren't already following, please do follow. Join the Fridge Gang.
Fridge Gang!
We try and do loads of fun stuff like this. I want to do more like...
Gang.
Yeah, different streams, like more fun streams with people and stuff, rather than just the same thing over and over again. So we'll see. And also follow Deerhats if you aren't following already.
I get a picture and a shout out.
Yeah. You stream like every Tuesday, right? That's
every
day?
Yeah, pretty much Tuesday.
Tuesdays. So you can watch him Tuesdays and then watch me Wednesdays. Look at that. You've got your whole setup there, chat. Yeah. And I guess I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining, Jake.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay chill, Fridge Gang.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye. Bye.